Hey guys, this is Magical Lady Duchess, and tonight I'm going to do a video on why men come back. Okay? I know I've done love spell videos before, and I'd be like, girl, get your paper. But for some reason, you guys still want love spells, and I believe in love, and I believe that you can have it back. I absolutely believe that. But you have to make sure that you are aligned. One thing I will stress to you guys, love spells will not work if he doesn't love you. No, ma'am. Ain't nothing strong to make him love you if he don't. He has to do that already. Why do you think, sometimes you guys will contact me and you literally say, well, she must have put something on him. Not necessarily. She must have put something on him and made him leave me. No. Because if he didn't care about her, if he didn't love her, then it wouldn't even work. It wouldn't even work. So if it worked, it's because he did have some type of feeling or something for her. And so you have to remember that. Remember, we can only bend free will. We cannot change it. And I don't care what nobody say. You play a active part in it. But he has to love you. He has to care about you. If he doesn't do that, then it ain't gonna work. And don't let anybody do any type of love work for you if you have not had a one-on-one consultation with them, whether it's me or anybody. I'm talking about any spiritual worker. Be like, can we talk about it? Can you do, a little small reading on it? Can you pull a card on it? What can you do to tell me about why this didn't work? That's essential and important to get not just a professional's point of view, but also the spirit team to go along with it. Because you might not even need to be with that person. You might need to hear some hard truths on why this will not work. No matter how much money you pay, who you pay, how you pay it, some things are just not meant to be. So before you guys start doing all this love and this magic and stuff like that, make sure that you're talking to somebody that's going to be real and true and honest. I turn down a lot of people only because I'd be like, no, baby girl, he was just doing you too badly and you deserve better. And this is why. And let's work on that self-love. But I'm also tonight it's not so much about that as it is why do men come back? Why do they come back? How can we get them to come back? What things can we work on? And see, people don't even understand. Every love spell that you do for people, it should be different. If you guys look at my track record and pictures that I posted on Instagram and stuff like that, for those of you who are in my groups, you will never see me do the same love spell twice. Now, what I mean by that is you will never see me do two of the same for the same people. I did this one yesterday and I'm doing this one tomorrow and it's the same thing. I don't really do that because every situation is different. And so my theory is let's find out what's going to work for you. A lot of people don't understand that it's just like going to the doctor. And you going to the doctor because you have a cough. Well, the first thing they're going to say is, well, you probably got a cold. I'm going to give you some cough medicine. Well, sometimes you take the cough medicine, it just don't work. You got to go back. Well, now it is cough. And then you turn around and they do some more work on it. And it was really because you got asthma or you got bronchitis. But they didn't find it on the first visit. That's the same way that spell work is. Sometimes that just doesn't work well because everybody's different. Sometimes you have to play with it. Sometimes you have to do a little bit more. That's why when I take on clients, I explain to them that you have 3 consultations in the next 3 months that we're going to work this out. Because sometimes I've had results where it happened in a month, 2 weeks. But that's the exception. That's not the rule. And you have to remember that there are other things involved or are included in why that didn't work, why he left. What are some things that you need to work on? Because you got to change as well. Because just because you get a person to come back don't necessarily mean that he's going to change. You'll get him where he at. So you want to make sure that you are dealing with a worker that puts all of that in the equation. All right? Okay, so why do men, come back? Well, he genuinely misses you, he genuinely misses you. there are men that love being single, you know what I'm saying? And there are men that secretly wish that they could be in a relationship. And the men in a relationship secretly wish that they could be single again, you know? But as soon as the relationship is ended, he's been a bit sad, but then he realized he's single again and that ain't what he wants. You know what I'm saying? He can now go out with his boys and do what the fuck he want to do and party and drink and not have the guilt of having a girlfriend to weigh him down. But however, after it kind of slowly fades away. And I tell you guys, that's why when I do love work for you, now I've created like the first 4 weeks of work. Like literally when I do love work for people now, I give you the first 4 weeks, what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. I ain't going into detail with that, but I offer you that, how you should handle it week by week. Because a lot of times, men will start to miss the little things. You know, they will start to miss you in the little things that you did that came along with being in a relationship with you. But if you are constantly calling him and worrying him, that's not giving him an opportunity to miss you, and it's not going to make him come back. So unless you was like a complete bitch and he just didn't want to be with you, he'd rather be with his friends, listen. The truth is that the novelty of single will wear off eventually. Now, if he left you for somebody else, that's something different. But if he left you because he wanted to be single, maybe, you know, it wasn't the right timing, or maybe you guys are a little bit younger, that'll wear off due to the fact that he hasn't been single for very long. So it may be harder than he initially thought it was going to be. That'll make his ass come back home. Because the last time he was single, he was more than likely younger and on top of his game. The reality of the singledom is it might be completely different now of what he envisioned in his head. So as soon as he gets bored and he gets tired of being drunk and frustrated, being single and all of that stuff, he'll run back to you. The second thing is jealousy. Nobody wants nobody. Nobody doesn't want anybody that don't nobody else want. So if you are like desperate and I'm gonna stay single and I'm not gonna date anybody because I'm gonna wait on him, I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. Again, I give you like a regimen to do now. To give your ass something to do than to sit up and obsessing about this motherfucker. So again, jealousy. So when a guy see his ex-girlfriend with another guy, it really gets his blood boiling like a motherfucker. He may not always show it on the surface, but deep down, he probably want to punch the shit out that man for being with you. Because regardless of whatever, like I said, if he ain't so knee deep in love with another bitch and y'all broke up on some bullshit, that could be a temporary breakup and you could fix that. Oh yes, you can. He'll either make sure that you weren't happy with the guy in effort to win you back. You know what I'm saying? Or men always come back, you know, for one or two things in their mind. They either will come back because they don't want nobody else to have you because now they see, or they don't want nobody else to have you because they just don't want nobody else to have you and they're crazy. But either way, jealousy does help. Another thing is he's changed. You know, men change if they really want to. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Any man can change. You as a woman can never change a man. Let me say that. But instead, he can open his own eyes and see his own new reality. And maybe that he doesn't want to face it without you. The reality of being without you. He's changing. He's understanding that, damn, I fucked up. That was a good chick. She was really down for me. She loved me. And most times they realize that after you to move the fuck on. But it does happen, and that will change you for the worse or for the better. A lot of times it changes these dudes for the better. That's why they can get with somebody else and they give them marriage when you was with them for 7 years and they never even talked about that shit with you. So jealousy will bring him back. Him changing will bring him back. If he really wants to come back into your life, he'll do whatever it takes to show you that he's changed. You don't even have to ask for it. The change will be easy. You know, more often he's kicked some things out of his life that he knows that you don't like, and he's willing to show you these things up front. Not only for self-gratification, but the fact that the opportunity to be your man again. When he makes those positive changes, no matter how small or how big, he will immediately want to show you that. You know, remembering that you were his go-to person. Men forget that you were the go-to. but they can't miss it if you steady in their face. Another thing is he doesn't want to start over. Going through the whole getting to know a person phase with another girl is a hassle. It really can be fun for your ex-boyfriend, but eventually it's like been or done it. Even for us, it's like been or done it. Like, guys would rather go back to their comfort zone, meaning you, before starting over again. Just make sure you set your rules. Make sure that they are established so you're not repeating the same lesson over and over again. Again, this applies to if he just a dog ass person, a dog ass man, no, let him go. Like, don't even play with it. But if there's potential and you know that there's potential and he's showing you that, or you believe that you can get that, then I would try it. I would, book a consult with anybody, any worker that you trust. Remember your spirit team. Trust your spirit team. Trust where they lead you. Just don't be doing some shit just to do some shit. Another reason that he can come back to is standards. When a relationship is over, new standard is set by default. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he likes and what he doesn't like. While he's out dating new women, he'll start to compare by default because of the standards that you set in your past relationship together. Some of you are some really, really good women, and they don't realize it. For whatever reason, he feel like those standards are not being met. He'll come back knowing that you're the one that's going to really fulfill his need because you set the standard in his life. You know what I'm saying? He'll start to get irritated with them other girls, and soon it'll wear thin, and he'll realize, man, I need to go back home. You know what I'm saying? She did this, she did that. Now if you a total bitch, girl, don't worry about him coming back home because he ain't gonna do that. But if you was somebody that was there, you can work this shit out. You really, really can. Get a reading. I really suggest that you guys to do that. If not with me, with somebody, before y'all just doing the work. Just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is his parents. If his parents really liked you, his mom and dad keep reminding him of what an idiot he is for letting you go. Any guy that's had a relationship with a girl or some type of relationship with a girl, and the girl had a relationship with his parents, it's hard to break that up. I can tell you for a fact, before his mom died, that girl that he brought to the house, she couldn't do the stuff that I did. She couldn't spend a night. She couldn't do all of that. But I was a favorite. And if she still would have been living, we probably would have been married and all of that other good stuff. So parents is a good idea. Getting mama and sister them on your side, that's a good idea. Because the chances are really high that his parents haven't even met that chick. Because they ain't going to be so quick to bring her around. Let's see. Memories. Memories. I mean, again, unless, of course, she was like this tremendous bitch, then I don't know. But there's always a window of time when people break up that you have an opportunity to get him back and get him back effectively. And you can also work on that change with him. I'm trying to tell y'all, some people don't deserve a second chance for you because you were too smart, you were too good, you made their life too easy. But sometimes things do happen and they do deserve a second chance or a full chance to make something happen that might not necessarily been there before. I'm just saying that's how that shit goes. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But you got to be willing to be open and change too. You can't be the same person because when the relationship started failing, a lot of times you panicked and you fucked up. And that don't do nothing but add to the issue. Now, I'm not blaming the woman. That's not what I'm doing. But what I'm saying is this is true. I tell people all the time, you have to make this about you. That means you have to change too. You have to change too. You have to do your part in this. You have to change too. You have to do a little bit of work too. Self-reflection. What did I do to make him do this? We was doing good, then something happened. I'm not quite sure what that was. Let me work on me and figure that out. So when that opportunity presents itself, that I don't be the same person that I was. Okay? I'm just trying to tell y'all. I also said that I was going to talk about too, like some really good flowers. If you guys do decide to get love work, you've had your consultation, and you guys want to do love jars and stuff like that, maybe I can do another video for that. I don't know, but I'm gonna share with y'all the best flowers for doing work. Carnations, they are really a flower for love. They are about desire and comfort. So you can make a love jar and you can add some carnations and stuff for love with a petition with his name. Be very specific. You might want to put his stuff in there and do a little fire magic with your petition. Put it inside. Put a little carnation. Put a little love oil. Some of my love and domination oil. You can also do like red tulips. If you're really hot behind somebody and you can really use this to get the fires going. Because of their cup shape, like it translates to like desire and getting those emotions like contained. Red tulips. Another one is red roses. Of course, I've used them quite a bit. They're the old favorite, and they're about serenity, being courageous, and steadfast to make the work work. Also, flannel flowers. Those are those lovely Australia like bush flowers that mean intimacy. Maybe you guys are married and maybe you need to work on the intimacy. Those flannel flowers are really good for that. You can get them off of Amazon. And then sunflowers. Sunflowers actually could make positive vibes, and if you're doing a breakup, they're also good for breakups. Don't ask me why. My mama told me that, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to talk about reasons men come back and how important it is. Like, you can't play with a love spell, and you can't be emotional behind it either. And a lot of people won't tell you that, but I am. You cannot be emotional like that with a love spell. You got to set the emotions aside, all the crying, and you got to be realistic with it, man. You got to put some work, because it's called work. You got to put some work in it. And if you guys are prepared to really do that, then you can really make it happen. Because if you put work into it, you are analyzing everything and saying, okay, this is why it worked. This is why it didn't work. This is the part that I played. And this is the part that I could do to make it better. Listen, at the end of the day, we only control so much, but they have free will. Nobody can 100% manipulate anybody. But what we do is we can bend it, okay? So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. That's what I'm trying to teach on. I know I ain't talked about love spells in a long time. And, I'm quick to say, girl, don't do no spell on him. However, the rules do apply to some, and then there are exceptions. Let's hope that you are the exception. Many blessings to you guys. You guys can go to my website at magicalLadyDuchess.com for readings, love consultations, and everything else. I do hexing, love, miscarriage, all kind of spell work. I do criminal case work too. I have 2 videos about the tongue, the beef tongue spell. Go look at it for criminal case work. I have love jars and everything else. Go look it up. I even have a video on separation stuff. Go look it up. At the end of the day, you need to be empowered, point blank period, about whatever it is that you want to do. Many blessings to you guys. www.magicalLadyDuchess.com, and check out my online store that's a replica, so to speak, and shows you about my store here in Dallas. MLDHolisticHealing.com. That's www.MLDHolisticHealing.com. Many blessings to you guys, and you guys have a good night. Ashe.